so I'm not going to adjust it, but on mine, I have adjusted it to do different things, and I draw lines, like somebody has one here which you probably can't see because they're really faint. It's really faint lines, or somebody that looks like it's, yeah. They're using it at this.
So it's different degree marks, right?
Well, probably degree, yeah. But what it does, it controls the type of grind you get on the tool. If I'm doing, whether bowls or spindle gouges, I've made a block for whatever I'm using. And what I use that for is to set the distance of that, so every time it'll be the same. But you can only do that if you have these CBN wheels. If you're using stone wheels, you're going to have to realign it by eye every time, because stone wheels, you have to dress them every now and then. That makes them smaller in diameter. And if you leave everything set up the same, you're just going to keep changing your grind angle and making it dull or more obtuse every time you grind. With the CBN wheels, you don't dress them, they don't change shape, and it's really nice. Because I set a tool in there, have this set where I want it, have that set where I want it, put the tool in and grind it.
Dan, you talk about the angles. How do you measure angles?
Well, let's find out what angles we're talking about first. I mean, like the angle on the tool.
Yeah, this angle here.
Yep. One of these. Protractor. Put your tool in there. That's a really dull one there. That's a bottom feeder. Okay, yeah. That would measure out at about 75 degrees. For spindle gouges, you're going to want to start at like 35. Some people like 40, some people like 30. 30s are really wicked to use. You got to be careful with those. They're more for that deep tip.
Hardwood and softwood angle?
35 to 40 will work on both.
Okay.
And everybody's going to try different angles. They're going to go when they like. They get used to it, and they're happy. So Joe Blow says, "Oh, 35 is the greatest." Herman Schmidt, "Oh no, it has to be 40." If you keep it within 2 degrees either side, if it's 35, 33 to 38, it'll work. It'll work.
Oh, you said, that said how aggressive it is? What is that angle actually doing for you when you're turning?
Not necessarily aggressive, cutting efficiently.
Okay.
If it's too blunt, you know, if it's like 50 degrees, you're on a spindle gouge, you're on a spindle, you're just going to tear up the wood, you're not going to cut it. On spindle or anything, you want to be cutting, not grinding, basically. Some people like to use scrapers. For some wood, they're really great. You get really soft wood, something like pine, or unfortunately, don't even think about doing it, that's with spruce, and it sucks. That stuff will just tear up if you try to use something like a spindle scraper. The way that you check to see if you have once you have a grind set up, and then you go to a bowl gouge, or you go to a skew chisel, or you go to a parting tool. Well, you've changed this. So now you got to go back and put your, let me get something I can work with. Other than that thing. Like this. On this, I would use a platform and not the arm. Some people like to put them in and do this. If you keep the arm in one position, you do that, and you keep sharpening, you go work a while, you come back and sharpen, come back and sharpen, well, you'll change the angle, because as you grind the metal away, it starts falling down further. That's gonna make it a more obtuse angle. Always check it. And the way to check it is first by eye. I can see over here, I can see. Now that looks good, but it may not be exact. So, what I will do, if I get to work, is I shine a flashlight to the side, and then I look down here, and I can see there's a little bit of light coming in through the top. That means I've got to pull this out just a wee bit, and check it again. That would work, right? That's set up for this tool right now.
If I may interject,
Yeah.
Using that,
Arm.
arm for that tool can become really dangerous. And, I have had the problem, it's occurred with me that I brought it out just a little too much, and the damn, chisel got caught in the, I mean, it was ugly. It hit my hand, damn near broke my fingers, and I was lucky I didn't lose the stone.
That brought up a point I wanted to mention, forgot. When you're on the grinding wheel, your tool must be above center. If you get to center or below, that's what's going to happen. It's going to just jam it up. And it'll end up destroying either the wheel or the tool or
That's
both.
violent for yourself.
And your hand.
And your hand. And maybe other things flying at you. If you destroy,
Yeah.
with the stone wheel, if you destroy that and it comes apart, it ain't gonna be pretty. Another way to check if it's, yeah,
What are the grid of those two wheels up there?
one is,
The left was 80 and the right was 180.
okay. Now, on CBN, the numbers are different than on stone wheels. An 80 grit CBN is probably about the same as 60 or maybe even lower than that on stone. The 180 is about the same as 100 grit. And the CBN cut much cooler. You can grind a long time, and that's another thing. If you are grinding and it gets hot and you have high speed steel, do not quench it. Do not stick it in water. On the old carbon steels, yeah, you did that to keep it from getting blue and killing the temper. If this stuff gets blue, ignore it, just keep going. Yeah, don't hurt it. You get it red hot, then you've lost your temper. If you get it red hot off a grinder, yeah.
You aren't gonna be home long.
That's another thing with the grinder. When you grind a tool, you don't put any weight into it, you don't shove it into the wheel. You just let it rest on the wheel and let the tool do the work. If, you know, you think, oh, push it harder, it'll grow faster. Well, all it does is heat up the tool and make a mess on if you're on a stone wheel, just make a mess on it. Get dimples in there, you gotta go back and dress it and get it flat again. Let the machine do the work. It will do it.